Well, hello, and thank you for coming back to Crafty Quilting Designs. I hope you're well and having a beautiful day, doing whatever makes you happy in your happy space. Well, you are welcome in my happy space today. All right, guys, so this week is another block for our vintage star quilt along. I must say things are going pretty well. A lot of you are taking part, fingers crossed. And I will have some beautiful quilts to look forward to when the time is ready. All right, guys, so this week's block, it's a flower star block. Beautiful, simplistic, 1, 2, 3 steps, done. Literally, it is that quick. It's very beginner friendly, even though it looks like you've been cutting it into small pieces to get it all done, but literally it's a beautiful block. I have used a combination of colors for this one, but before I show it to you, I've got something really exciting to tell you. You're going to love this one. Well. You guys are such lucky people. You really, really are. If I didn't tell you that before, I'm telling you now. Crafty has decided to collab with me again, and so this video is sponsored by Crafty. Isn't that brilliant? Isn't that brilliant? Now you know you're gonna get some goodies. You are gonna get some goodies. So if you can't wait and you're excited and you wanna pause the video and go over there and join up right now, you should. I am telling you, you should. But I'm going to tell you more about it. So let's talk. We've got to talk because I don't want you to miss out. I really don't. This is your chance. Your chance to get it right. Don't miss out. All right. Let's move on to the video. But before that, let me show you the block. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Bang. Look at that. Isn't that brilliant? Isn't that brilliant? Now, I have added a 4 patch in the middle, and in the video, I will, why am I doing this? I'm such an idiot. All right, guys, so let's get started on making this beautiful block. Any problems, do not hesitate to contact me, all right? Let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get started. I'm in a good mood. I'm always in a good mood. Of course, it's me. Let's get to work. All right, so I have all of my cuts here again, using all of the same fat quarters. Well, it's not a whole bundle anymore. But you know what? I'm really amazed by the quantity of the fat quarters in this particular bundle. And I haven't had to really reach for any extra fabric, which is good. As you know, if you've been following along, I've only had to buy backing fabric, or background fabric, I should say. All right, moving on to the next stage, or to the next block. This one is a simplistic one. I do believe it's not very hard. As usual, I went ahead and cut all of my sizes out so that it's easier. I have taken the liberty of labeling because a lot of the blocks are very close in size, so just to ensure that I pick up the right one. And I've color coded as well. For my center block, I went with a little bit of the scrap. Again, because I am using the same fat quarter, and I have this left over from one of the blocks, I thought I could incorporate into the flower block now. So this is my center. All right, so when I refer to the center and you see the pattern, you would definitely see 2 colors. Now, you don't have to do that. You can go with 1 color if you wish. But as you know, I like to be different. That's one of the things that makes me unique. All right, so that's that. With these 2 squares in front of me, we're going to start with these 2, and we're going to lay them front sides together. I'm not going to demonstrate any sewing today because I do feel it's quite simplistic. It's a lot of stitch and flip for this one, as most stars are, or using half square triangles. All right, so we're going to lay these front sides together and draw a line down the middle Ideally, you can use the lighter fabric to do that. So line down the middle on the wrong side, that is. I mean, I always use a heat erasable pen just in case I mark on the wrong side. I can just use the iron to get it off. All right, that's just what I use, but you don't have to use that. An ordinary pen will do. Front sides together, and all we're going to do simply is stitch 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, my apologies, do not do 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch on both sides, and then cut it in the middle. All right, so let's move on to that. That's the first step we're going to do. All right, so next up is to cut open your triangles you just made, cut on the point and open up. And obviously you're going to press it so that it's lovely and tidy. I'm just going to finger press for a minute. Do remember to trim off your dog ears as usual. Okay, we want that block to be lovely and tidy so that when we come to the quilting, everything is nice and pressed down properly. So again, put the white down, and that way it automatically goes to the right side. So it goes to, and I'm talking about the seam allowance here, goes to the dark side. Okay, I know sometimes I repeat myself and some people do get upset, but repetition is the key here. In order for it to be, you know, sealed within the brain, repetition always makes it easier. It's one of the ways of learning, repetition. That's why you take driving lessons over and over again. Because if you do it once, no one's going to pass, isn't it? So just be patient and don't write me and tell me you're talking too much. I got one of those messages yesterday, actually. Today is Monday here. And I was on the phone. Yes, I was on the phone, and a message popped in. And someone said to me, oh, you talk too much, you're talking too much, just get on with it. And to be honest, I do view those messages as quite rude, to be honest. But I mean, they don't bother me. It just surprises me of how human beings are, you know. But yeah, it is what it is. My mum always said you could never please everybody. Someone will always have an issue. All right, so once you have this, let's make the block up now. So we're going to build this in quadrants, which I think is going to be easier. I do like doing that because sometimes it just makes life easier for everybody, to be honest. And it's a reminder, like doing it like when you do it for like a 4 patch, it makes it easier to remember. All right, so what we're going to do now is use one of our green. Now I am working with green and pink. Whatever color combination you want to use is fine. Okay, and I'm going to add one of my half square triangles and face it outward. Okay, and the other block, so you should have 4 of these half square triangles once you're done. So like so, we want to get that shape there, 2 of them together like that. I mean, another objective, yeah, let me just throw this at you, because as sometimes when I make stuff, it sits in my brain as like, oh, I could have done it this way. You could have made this here, these 2, a whole piece. So whatever the length is, you could have made it the whole length and just do a stitch and flip for the white. You could have done that. Instead, I didn't do that. I did a half square triangles. All right, you could have done that because you can see it clearly there. Because now all I'm going to do really is add a seam line in the middle there. When ideally I could have just made it one whole strip or whatever it is, a 5-inch strip, and just simply do a stitch and flip on the end. All right, for that one. Okay, so then what we're going to do now is just simply take another half square triangle. And we want the 2 greens to get together like that, okay? And then we're going to use one of our corner squares there. And that's literally your first quarter. So I'm going to sew this together and do all 4. Right, so when I come back, I will have all 4. Now, to sew this together is the usual, isn't it? Front sides together, front sides together. Once we've done that and it's all stitched, then obviously we open it up and then we bring them together like so, and you have the block. I mean, we've done this throughout already, so this is nothing new, okay? Now, I know some of you prefer me to sew. I don't always do it based on the fact that if it's something as basic as this, I do feel that, you know, if you are taking part, you will know how to do this and already. And I'm afraid that's a little bit of, you know how to do that. And so you will skip this part because YouTube tells me what part you've skipped, right? So if the skipping is quite a lot, I tend not to bother with that area because obviously, you know, you're telling me in essence really, oh, I know how to do this already, so I'll skip that part. So hence the reason why I don't necessarily always show the sewing. All right, so let me go do this and I'll come back and finish up the next. All right guys, so I continued. I forgot I was recording what I forgot to record, so I'm going to bring you up to speed up to where I am. So I went ahead and make the star legs here as we discussed, and you need to square it up to whatever size the center block is. So as a tip, so whatever size you cut the center block is what always the corner blocks should be. All right, that's just a tip. If ever you're making or you're looking at someone's pattern and you're unsure, just make any of the squares that goes around it the size of the center. That just simplifies everything. Now the next step you'll need to do, you'll have your bigger squares and you'll have white, your background. You'll need to cut them into half square triangles. Once you've done that, you'll need to take 2 of the half and draw a line as shown and sew on either side. Once you've done that, you're going to then make this. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate how to make this particular block. So that's what I just sort of give you the visual speech about, or the visual example. All right, so what I'm going to do now is simply just sew on that line as my marker, 1/4 inch on each side, and we'll come back and finish off the block. In essence, really, I can show you right now because I have one here. So again, make sure that the seam goes to the darker fabric. All right, and all you're going to do is use this and sew them together like so, and then again we're going to trim it up. So I'm going to come back, get all of that done, get all the trimming done because there's more trimming to be done, and then we would lay the block out and see what it forms, and then I will know whether or not my center here actually works. Alright guys, so let me tell you about Crafty. Crafty is a beautiful, beautiful platform. It's an online resource center where you can find so many courses to help improve your personal self or even to upscale the things that you want to do to attain your goals. Okay, now I'm going to share with you one of the courses I took. Now, I have used Crafty on many occasions. As I've said to you before, I was with them and I am still with Crafty because I so believe in what they offer, and I have learned so much. I have even used some of their teaching skills to help teach my students. That's how good, in fact, that's how excellent they are. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about the company. Crafty is an online community, and it has thousands and thousands of classes. In fact, I think they got about over 2,000 exciting classes that you can use to improve the things that you do in your home and beyond. If you want to explore your work life and help you push that, especially if you know someone who is studying to be a chef, excellent platform. The classes are broken down into easy to follow steps. 1, 2, 3, done. It literally is that easy. You're able to download all the details of the classes program and you can follow along. One of the things I do love about Crafty, I'll tell you this, serious level, is the fact that you can download all of your paperwork and you can go back to the classes time and time again. When you buy the classes, they're yours. They're nobody else's. They're yours. So it is in your system, in your computer. Whenever you want to go back to it, you can. And I still do that to this day. Even the first courses that I took, I still go back to it as well. I cannot tell you how much I love this platform. It really is very supportive if you want to improve things in your own personal self. Some of the courses I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you the ones that I have taken. I have taken the sewing lessons. I made my first bag with Crafty, and to be honest, they really educate me on parts of the sewing machine. There is a class there on Crafty that tells you every single thing about, you need to know about your sewing machine. It tells you all of your feet, your sewing machine feet that you can use and what it's used for. It actually lists them. The details of the class is, it is so excellent. Really, what you're getting for your money, you're lucky. I'm telling you no lie, you are lucky. I've also taken their quilting classes on there. One of the classes I've also taken is baking. I recently went back to that. You know I love Peter Reinhardt. I even made pizza again. I made pizza and I gave it to my neighbor. I'll tell you no lie, guys. You know what he said to me? In fact, he said to me, Karen, where did you buy the pizza? I was like, no, I didn't buy it. I made it. He's like, you are lying. I said, I swear to you, I made the pizza. And you know what I did? I said, because he loves pizza, my neighbor. So I actually gave him Crafty and he logged on. He said, really? You learned that on a platform? Yes. Give him all the details and he joined up because the lessons are out of this world. So I took baking, I took pizza making, I made a chocolate cake, and I said I'm going to include a picture for you. I did sewing, I did quilting. 5 classes so far I have taken. The only one I haven't done quite as yet is painting. I want to do a painting course. So that's on my level. So they have knitting, crocheting, quilting, sewing, painting, drawing, cooking, baking, cake decorating, so much more that you can do. I am telling you this now. I don't know if I'm going to get it back. They have blessed us, literally, second time round, giving you 1,000 of you are going to be able to join up to Crafty. Literally. So if I was you, don't mess about. Don't hang around. Stop the video and tell me down below that you have joined up, and I want to hear your feedback. I know you're going to say to me, Karen, thank you for hooking me up. I got you, guys. I got you. So the first 1,000 people to click the link will get a full year premium. Now, let me tell you something. There is a difference between premium. Premium means you are open to every single course. That is the one I am on. When I first started, I did the lower level, and then after a month, I enjoyed it so much, I upscaled to premium. So I'm telling you now, you are getting it for $1.49. I did not pay that when I first joined. I paid the full price. So I'm telling you now, pause the video, run over there and get it done right now and thank me later. Literally thank me later. So I'm going to put the link in the description box. Rush over there, get it all done, then come back and then tell me and say, Karen, I've signed up. All right? Be blessed. This is a gift. It really is a gift. And the thing is, as I said, it's yours. It's your gift for $1.49. You can't go wrong. So go in the description box, click that link, sign up, be part of that 1,000 person to get your premium Crafty classes for $1.49. So I took the chocolate decadent class with Alice Medrick. I think that's her name. I'm going to show you a picture of the chocolate cake I made. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm not as good as her, but I think I came pretty close. Let me show it to you. All right, guys, so let's get back to the video. All right, so when you bring these two together, make sure that they are lined up right to the edge, okay, of each other. Try not to let anything be hanging over. The objective here is to get them aligned correctly as possible. All right. Note though that once you've sewn the quarter square triangles together, it is going to be slightly smaller than this here. Okay, I hope that makes sense, because obviously we've now used up the 1/4 inches within the quarter square triangles. All right, so just line them up corner to corner and edge to edge. You will have a couple or just a 7/8 or something just around the edge of the half square triangle. All right, and then obviously that's when the trimming comes into play. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. For the last two, you need 4 of these blocks in total. All right, and then we will put the block together. Alright, so when you are squaring up this particular block, you need to make sure that your diagonal line lines up in the middle of this line. Okay, now I was using this ruler, in case you're wondering why I changed over. It's just a little bit long. I do like the smaller one to do my squaring up, so that's why I changed over, in case you were wondering what was. All right, guys, so let's put this together now. So what we need to do is to start with our center block, which is here. Okay, and I have trimmed all of the blocks that is required. So I'm going to start now. All right, this is quite simplistic in my eyes anyway. I don't see this as a problematic block to make. We're adding or turning the solid color to the middle block. All right, so we're not laying it like so. All right, let's see what that will make. This is how I get into trouble, because let's see what that will make. That should give you a square and a square, isn't it? If we turn it like that. Yeah, a square and a square. And if we add our cuts like so, and like so. I mean, that doesn't look bad as a extra block, isn't it? Doesn't look bad at all. That's pretty cool. Oh my God, that's amazing, isn't it? And this is why I say always mess around. And it literally just jumped into my mind was to turn this the other way and see what it made. And that looks pretty good. Looking at the camera looks really nice. Now let's turn it to what it's supposed to be. So this particular way, like so. And that is our block. That is it. Looks lovely. Now, the question is, do I add a background color in the middle there, or do I make it one of these colors so I can possibly put the green back in the middle there? I mean, looking at the camera, I probably would have preferred if it's one color. Preferably the lighter brown, because I have the dark brown and the lighter brown here together. So the lighter brown to me looks more attractive, more eye appealing. All right, so I will change it. As to what color I will, I'm not sure, but obviously, as we know, because we're using a fat quarter bundle, all the colors go together. But I just think in this instance, if it was a 4-patch, it will definitely work. And again, if you want to vary your style like that, you can just make it a 4-patch. All you got to do, as I said, is make sure the center block is now the same as the others if you're going to personalize it to your liking. But I think a 4-patch in there would look really nicely. All right, so I'm going to add, I know for a fact I'm going to change this. I really would prefer just a one color. Close up, it's not bringing me in, to be honest. So I may add a brighter color in there. So I may possibly go for the orange or the shade of the green. But I will try them out and see which one jumps out at me more. All right, so what I've done is folded the fabric just so it can fit in the middle there. So initially I went with the pink. This is not the exact same size, but you will get the visual. All right, so that's it there. I felt it kind of got lost and you can't really see it. So that was a no. And then I initially went for the orange, and I think that is really lovely and bright. It does show up. Okay, that looks nice. And I thought because it's a flower block, the orange would be suffice. Okay, and then I tried the blue fabric, and I did like the blue. It was a bit subtle, but yes, it works. In terms of the 4-patch, I wasn't sure about that, to be honest, because I didn't have any small pieces. Now, if I would have put this particular color in there, the same color back, I think it would be lost also. So I do feel by adding in different colors may possibly work. Well, let's see. I think I've got some little scraps here, and this is why I say never get rid of the scraps, because you just never know when something might come into play. So let's play around as I've got them here in front of me, and we'll see. Oh, what am I doing? And we'll see what it looks like. So that's a scrappy piece. Scrappy piece. What else? What else can I throw in there? Oh, let's try a white piece as well. Oh, we can even try a whole white block and see. What else can I throw in there? Let's throw in a piece of this one as well. Okay, I mean, that looks okay, to be honest. It looks better on the camera than being close up. I think I probably wouldn't use a white if I'm going to use different pieces in there. So, but let's put a whole piece of white. I've got some white squares here. Let's see what that looks like as a whole color in the middle and see if that sets it off. I mean, ideally it looks fine because it shows it up, but I think a colored block in there will definitely help it. All right, so I'm going to choose, then I'll come back and show you the finished block. All right, guys, so I'm going to just iron and then I'll show it to you. Just give that a good press. There's a lot of seams at the back here, so just to make sure it all stays down nicely. It is on steam, as you can tell. There's a lot of steam coming out from the iron. And I'm just pressing so that it's flat. And then the front. Now, I don't think it needs trimming because we trimmed all the individual squares to make the whole block together, so everything fits nicely. I didn't have any problems at all with this. Beautiful, lovely block. So this is your flower block. That's what this looks like. As you can see, I did add the 4 patch. I couldn't decide on the orange or the blue, and I settled on both of them, but I think it looks good. All right, guys, so bye for now. Happy quilting. Let me know down below what you think of the flower block and the flower star block, I should say. And the details, as usual, will be in the description box down below. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, please consider subscribing, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now. Happy quilting. Love you lots.
Me wind and rain, you're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.